Hello everyone, my name is Mystic, and welcome to my Disney vlog. Cue the montage!
Yeah.
You got the same eyes as your father, and you carry the same kind of temper too. But what a shame for the people of low community. Favorite things, fight and a lager. Name better way to spin out a jar or two. He's a model citizen through and through, you know, but quite like your girlfriend. How the fuck she end up with you? You know we talk about all the dumb shit you do. In the back room of the bar, in the back seat of my car. I'm the ending, she's the star. Well now you need to calm down. What good's this energy when you devote it to me? Why not be a little more friendly? Now you need to calm down. Does she still think of me? Say my name in her sleep. I thought you knew her better than me.
Okay, so we've arrived in Florida. You know, it's late. Great. We went straight to the hotel. Day 1, Hollywood Studios. We started the day off by getting there early and waiting in line, because what is the Disney experience without long line? I wanted to get 3 things done while I was in Hollywood Studios. I wanted to ride the Tower of Terror, because I didn't get to ride it the last time. My brother is a wimp. I wanted to ride the Rock and Roller Coaster, because the last time I went, my brother is a wimp. He's a bitch. And I wanted to get Blue and Green Milk and Galaxy's Edge, because it looked interesting to me. So we first headed off to the Tower of Terror to try and catch up before the line got long. The queue was nice. Like, it was really well decorated and themed. Like, it is so amazing what Disney does. I didn't get any footage of the ride, unfortunately. It was my first time vlogging it in public, so I was a little nervous bringing out a camera, but here's like a kind of small, like, kind of description of how the ride felt. So it's a drop ride, and so you get in and you sit down. It's kind of open seats, not like you don't have any like kind of harnesses. You just have like one belt like that fastens around your waist, and then you kind of start moving, which I was not expecting it to have like a moving like platform type of thing. Like, so you actually go from like one point to another before you drop, and the way you drop is you drop and then it kind of goes up again and then drops again. It kind of just bounces every now and then. It was nice, it was cool. I felt so bad for the kid in front of me though, who just burst into tears immediately with, I want to say it was probably a sibling, like an older sister or something next to them, laughing and just recording it, while then the mother turned around and scolded them. So, you know. But I had fun, I enjoyed it. I would so go on it again. After that, we wandered around trying to find Galaxy's Edge, because we have never been, so we were truly wandering trying to find it. I was looking at the signs and stuff. They helped a lot more than the map on the My Disney Experience app. Maybe it's just me, but that map is so difficult. As we were walking Galaxy's Edge, we jumped on Star Tours because it had a short wait time. And so, you know, you're gonna get on it. That queue was also so cool. Like, it was dope. So, I didn't get any videos of that ride either. Whoops! So, yeah. Well, also, because they don't allow you to have flash photography during the ride. So, after that, we had made it to Galaxy's Edge, got lost just a bit, before finally getting the Blue and Green Milk. Insert picture. So, the blue milk was really good. I really liked it. It was a nice color. The green milk, also good. Not as great as the blue milk. I feel like the blue milk anyone could drink, but the green milk is like an acquired taste. It's not bad. Like, I enjoyed it like a lot, but it's also not something everyone's gonna like. But I would so get those again. But after taking a sip of each of them separately, I decided to cocktail them together. Now, I didn't pour one drink into the other like a normal person. No, I took one sip of the blue, one sip of the green, and swooshed it around in my mouth, and then drank it. It was so good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend cocktailing both of your green and blue milk together. So good. So after that, we just walked around. We didn't have a plan. We were just walking around trying to do stuff. Then we saw that the Rock and Roller Coaster had an 80-minute wait time, and it was kind of getting towards midday. It was about 12-ish, and me and my mother were both kind of, like, tired and hungry, so we're like, okay, let's get in this line. This will be the last thing we do, and then we're gonna go get food. You know? So, the Rock and Roller Coaster was not at all what I expected. You know, it's a lot of neon lights and fast movement, and I love roller coasters. I'm not saying I hate this roller coaster, I'm not at all. I just have never been on it, and I've never heard anyone talk about the experience of the ride. So basically, the ride kind of shoots you off really quickly, and then you do a bunch of, like, loopy thingies. And it's just a lot of neon, like, signs that are fluorescent. It kind of hurts your eyes with all the dark background, but it's not bad. You just kind of feel like you went on a drug trip. So after that, we left Hollywood Studios after, you know, fumbling with trying to get food. Instead, opted for getting lunch outside of the park because it's cheaper. So after lunch, we headed off to Magic Kingdom. So, yay! By the time we got to Magic Kingdom, it was raining. It's Florida. What do you expect? In just the first 30 minutes, my shoes were completely soaked. And we had a dinner reservation at 8. It was like 2. I was upset. I had to spend 6 hours with soggy socks. That's awful, man. We didn't leave, though, because, again, dinner reservation. It's Disney. You buy it, you're gonna do it, no matter how much pain you're in. So we started off first by going to Fairy Tale Hall to meet Rapunzel and Tiana. So here's some photos of that. And then we headed off to another short wait time in Adventureland after also walking completely past Adventureland and getting even more soaked. Aladdin's Magic Carpets! I actually got full footage for this ride. That's dope. So here's that.
Hold on to those tassels, folks, because it's time to, fly!
Higher!
I don't know how to go.
Don't you remember?
I don't know how to go higher.
It's, you know, I don't think it works. I don't even think it has any, I don't think it really does anything.
Does?
Doesn't really do anything. I don't know. When he's... Okay, there we go. When he said he was going to give us the special 16 carpet, I'm thinking it's...
Mom.
Here, we're going to get above this.
Mom.
Oh no, look what you did here. Let's start on the finger. You plucked Rudolph.
Hey, I didn't do nothing. Christmas still exists.
We're just going to stay way up here.
Are we?
Okay, are you going to take us down? Whoa! Have you been drinking?
Never.
Now you regret it, don't you? You got paired with us.
Comes to a complete stop, then walk to the nearest exit. Come ride with us again.
The camel spits. It spits at you. I was mildly surprised. Nothing like being wet and cold. You should take that as some heavy foreshadowing. We were making our way back to Main Street because we wanted to do some shopping, but then we saw that the Pirates of the Caribbean ride had a short wait time. And by short, I mean relatively to the other rides. And the queue was cool as well. More photos. But I also didn't get footage of that ride. You're gonna have to experience this for yourself. But also, I guess that should be my purpose, because it's expensive and a real huge investment. So fast forward a bit, it's dark and wet and cold. I'm damp and freezing. I'm trying to get warmth while we wait for our reservations, you know, for the time to come, because, like, you can't get, like, there's a certain time where you can check in. It's about, like, a 30-minute time frame. And so while you're waiting, you're just so bored sitting there. Or, like, if you're, like, there's nothing else to do. But, like, I was wet and cold, and so I didn't want to do anything else. I was tired and cold and freezing. And so we went to Gaston's Tavern to get some 50th anniversary treats, which are really good, by the way. Like, it was a chocolate spice cake with a creme brulee filling. It was amazing. There were so many other 50th anniversary treats out there that I didn't get, and I was so sad. But, like, you know, what can you do? It's a lot, man. I also don't live in Florida, so I can't, like, just go frequently, and I don't want to spend, like, $5,000 on just snacks that I can't eat because I got a tiny tummy. I also got a hot tea. I just got it so I could hold it, like, between my thighs, man. Like, I just wanted to keep warm. It was really a bad decision to wear shorts. So the time finally got closer to the point where we were able to at least walk into, like, the waiting room of the restaurant. By the way, we went to be our guest. And I immediately found a small corner, and I sat in it. It was literally a small corner, like just a little divot in the wall. And I just curled up into a ball. Like, I was freezing. Then my mom sat down and beckoned me over, and I sat between her legs, kind of like a penguin, you know? How they, like, kind of hold their little child or, like, egg between their legs. And I was just like, this is nice, man. I'm cold, and now I feel loved. And then we got our name called, and we went to go eat. Food, sustenance, amazing. So we got sat in the West Wing, which was really cool, you know? The decorations were dope, insert photos. The food was also good. I also really liked the dessert. The gray stuff was really good. I would so get the gray stuff again. I don't like truffles, though, so I wouldn't eat the chocolate truffle again. I didn't eat it. I took a bite out of it, and by bite out of it, I put it in my mouth and spat it back out because I was like, ugh, truffles. So with the Be Our Guest restaurant, they also have the beast that walks around, or at least shows up every now and then. And the funniest thing is if you want to see him, you want to sit in the main room. You don't get a choice of where you sit, but you'd want to sit in the main room or hope for the main room. Because anytime he'd come into the West Wing, he'd walk in and walk out. He didn't stop. It was like a second. He came in and he came out. It was so quick. So if you or any person excited to see a beast, don't sit in the West Wing if you can help it. So now we're leaving. We're trying to get to the front of the park. I'm still cold. I'm freezing and literally shivering and chattering my teeth so badly that my back is hurting because it's stiff, trying to keep itself, like, warm by, like caving in on itself. And so I could barely make it to the front of the park. And as soon as we got to the front of the park, it poured. It started pouring down rain. And since we went to Magic Kingdom later in the day, we were parked further out in the parking lot. And so we had to take one of the little trams. We were lucky that when we got off the bus that takes you from the parking lot to Magic Kingdom, that there was already a tram there, but it was really full. And since it was just me and my mom, we were lucky enough to sneak on, but we had to squeeze in. And I was on the edge, like I was on the outside. It was raining, and I was cold, and I got soaked even more. Like, my butt was wet, I was soaked. My underwear, pants, right shoulder, all wet, and I was upset. Because I was like, I'm gonna get sick. I'm cold, I'm freezing, and I'm wet. This is a recipe for getting sick. We finally got to the car, and I was just like, finally, we can go back to the hotel. And so we made it back to the hotel. Then everything was off. I took everything off, and I went and took a hot bath. I could have taken a shower, but I wanted a bath to relax before I showered and cleaned everything and all that dirt off. And that concludes day 1, Monday. That was all day 1. We got another day, man. Day 2. We headed out to Epcot. The forecast was rainy, so we equipped our ponchos. We got through the park entrance, and may I just say, I understand metal detectors, but I get stopped every time I walk through them. Like, I hate them so much. My bag has metal keys and buttons and pins and all that. After that, we started walking.
Jamisters. I think they're called the Jamisters.
The Jamisters? Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. I like the fountain.
the Little Nemo ride was 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute wait. So I was like, you know what? Well, let's get out of the rain. We'll go on that ride. Let's do that. So, you know, we got on. The queue was cool. Photos. And I actually did get a full, like, recording of this ride. It's funny how the slowest rides, I think, were the only ones I ever got footage of.
Yeah.
Coral Reef.
Oh, don't worry. Just keep your eyes open for him along the way. Let's go explore. Let's go explore the big blue world.
Mr. Ray, we can't explore without Nemo.
I'm sure we'll see him any minute now.
Nemo!
I am looking for my son.
I can help.
Nemo!
Where?
I don't know where. That's why we're trying to find.
Find who?
Oh. Nemo! Where are you, Nemo?
Who's Nemo?
He's my son. You know that. We went on a huge adventure together.
Yo.
I love games. So you think there's something big and bouncy?
Yeah, jellyfish.
Right. Okay, now I'm thinking of something pink.
That's jellyfish.
You're good. And I'm thinking
Jellyfish.
That would be
Jellyfish.
I want to touch it.
with
Oh,
lights.
I want to touch it.
I'm scared now.
You're not helping. Stop fooling around.
That was cool. That was dope. It's a good, you know, way to get out of, like, the sun, take a break, just sit down inside, you know. After that, though, we headed to the back of the park where World Showcase is. We started off by getting the Olaf's Frozen Adventure Scavenger Hunt. It was $10, and I would not buy it again. We started in the Mexico Pavilion. It was nice. My mom got breakfast there. I'm indifferent about Mexican food. I like some of it, but, you know, it's not my favorite. It's cool. And we went to Norway. After that, I think that's how it is. Insert map! And that's where I got, I guess, a vague breakfast. I got, like, this little school bread with cream inside. There's not much way to describe it. It was okay. I don't know if I'd get it again, but it was okay. After that, we continued walking, and it made me realize that World Showcase is a lot smaller than I initially realized, because we were making our way through those pavilions so quickly. The next stop we made, though, like, actual stop, was in Germany, because I was still hungry for something savory, not sugary, like everything else at Disney. And I spotted one of the holiday kitchens. Now, the holiday kitchens are dope, and I would totally recommend the one in the Germany Pavilion, because I believe this was the Germany Pavilion. But one of the items on the holiday kitchen menu was this bread bowl with a cheese fondue inside. It is so good. The cheese was very flavorful, and mixed with the bread, it's just a lot of carbs, but it's so good. They do give you vegetables on the side that you can dip into the cheese, which also is really good. Like, the vegetables tasted really good with the cheese. But, like, oh, I'd so want to get that again. It was my favorite thing I think I ate during that entire trip. Moving along, we stopped in the China Pavilion to do the Reflection of China. Mainly to get out of the rain, because it was still kind of drizzly. It was really cool, though the information was stuff I already knew since I'm in a Chinese class in school. Still really cool for people who don't know anything and are culturally adventurous. At some point, we made it to the Japan Pavilion. They have a small museum called the Museum of Kawaii Culture. It was really cool. I liked it. So, I went into the museum, and this is where things start to take a turn for my mom and me. We were vastly unaware of what would happen following our departure from the Japan Pavilion. We continue walking. I know. More walking. It's Disney. I just remember walking forward and somehow ending up in the UK Pavilion. And that's when me and my mom decided to get on the Skyliner, because the Skyliner is a transportation thing from Epcot to a few Disney resorts, as well as Hollywood Studios, which is cool. But we also just wanted to, like, sit down. You may not, like, I'm not making it seem like, you know, there's a lot of time between each of this, but there was. We were walking for a while. It just sounds sped up because it's a summary of what happened. So we got on. It was cool. We were up in the air. It was nice. You could look out over the cars, you know, like, because you were, like, over, like, open road. And my mom, being my mom, wanted to take a picture. So she tried to reach into her pocket, and then she paused. And then she pulled out her backpack and opened that and started looking and rummaging through that. So I asked, "What are you looking for?" And she was like, "My phone." And I was like, "Did you lose it?" She was like, "I don't know." And so we both kind of got a little panicky there. And we couldn't find it. We had no idea where it was. And so we started thinking back to all the places. Now, as I said earlier, the Japan Pavilion was where things started to go vastly wrong for my mother and I. We left it there. As she sat down in the museum, it fell out of her pocket. Yeah. So we were kind of just stuck in the air with the thought that, oh my god, why? And we got off at the next stop and quickly turned around and went back to Epcot, but oh my gosh, it's infuriating. And now losing a phone is anxious-inducing, and like everyone would be upset if they lost their phone, for the most part. But the thing is, my mom's phone has a wallet phone case, meaning all of her personal stuff, her cards, credit cards, debit cards, ID, all that stuff, is in her phone, which I think is stupid. I think wallets, phone cases are stupid, and a way to just, you know, lose it all very quickly. So we got back to Epcot. My mom went to like the guest relations things to see if anyone had turned it in, and I went back and like kind of walked back to the Japan Pavilion to see if it was still there. I was almost there before I noticed that my mom called me. Let me repeat that. My mom called me. Turns out someone turned it in. So, good for us. Everything was still there. All her ID stuff, cards, all there. Everything. We didn't lose a thing, which was good. But the fact that I, like, walked so far in such a short amount of time, I was just kind of upset at that point. I was like, man, I did all that for nothing. After that, we went back to the Skyliner because I was doing this. We were going to ride the full thing. We are going to do a full trip. That's what we did. It was cool. I liked it. Skyliners are dope. After that, we just kind of chilled in the UK pavilion until our reservations for 4 o'clock came. The food at, I think it was called the Rose and Crown. That was good. I liked the burger. It was dope. My mom got the fish and chips. Classic. So after that, we just walked around again. Like, it was getting later, and we had a Disney Plus Genie Lightning Lane pass set for the Frozen Ever After ride, because that ride, wait time is always about 2 hours, no matter the time of the day. It doesn't matter. But we had to wait for that. We had to wait till like 7-ish o'clock, 7:30 to have that activated. So we went shopping again. More shopping, all the shopping. There's so much shopping. We spent so much money. Oh my god. Disney. So here's what I recommend, because this is what happened for us. So in Epcot, it was getting late, and we were just kind of waiting for our Lightning Lane stuff for Frozen Ever After. And so I was looking at other rides we could do, because we didn't do a lot of rides that day. And so a lot of the wait times were really short. I saw that the Mission to Space was like a 30-minute wait. I was like, that's doable. And then I saw, Living with the Land. I saw that Living with the Land had a really short wait time. was like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like, we're doing that. We can do that. We still have so much time. That was cool. I don't think I got any photos. Then we went to Figment Imagination, Into Your Imagination with Figment. Into Your Imagination with Figment. It was cool. The song's catchy. I go on Figment again, but I just wish the people in front of us weren't like singing their heads off and being obnoxious so I could actually experience, because I had never been on the ride. After that, we went and saw some shorts. We went to the little short thing, because Disney has like a little theater stuff they have that just plays 3 different shorts. It was cool. It was inside. It had seats. It was nice. Because after that, we went directly to Frozen Ever After. Frozen Ever After is so pretty. The animatronics are dope. The movement is so fluid. The visuals are amazing. I love the ride. But it is not worth it. If you already have a Lightning Lane thing or have like already booked something for that, do it. But it is like not worth a 2-hour wait. I love Frozen and I love Disney, but I'm just gonna say it. It's not worth it. So don't do it. Unless you have the Genie the Genie Plus stuff. Just don't. After that, and I know I've been saying after that a lot, but I'm, whatever. We started to walk out. I was tired. Like, I was really feeling it. And I mentioned the heavy foreshadowing earlier on Monday about, being wet and cold with the rain. This is where we're at. So I was just kind of not feeling it. I was starting to get a little headache, and I was starting to feel sluggish. And so I was like, I'm tired. Can we go home? I don't want to stay for the rest. And so we started heading back to the rest of the park to go home. That was kind of the end of the day. Here's some cool shots of Spaceship Earth, or as some people might just know it as the Epcot ball. It was pretty. So cool. It's amazing what Disney Imagineers can do. I mean, what they do with the rides, scenery is, so dope. Anyways, that was kind of the end of the day for Epcot. So on day 3, which I'm not going to get much into, we went to Universal. This is where things really went downhill for us. And by for us, I mean me. We did a few things. We went to, we rode a couple rides. We did the Incredible Hulk. We did Storm's accelerator thing. Both were cool. I liked the queue for Incredible Hulk. But the thing with all that stuff is they make you put all your devices, phones, whatnot, into a cubby kind of locker thing. Like, you're not allowed to take it into the ride and stuff. Like, they metal detect you. So if you take your phone on, they'll know, and they'll make you put it away. So you have to wait, about an hour without your phone. So I couldn't take a picture of any of the queue line, but it was really cool. It was so cool. I would go on the Incredible Hulk again. It was good. I liked it. After that, we made our way to the Jurassic Park area, and we got on the Velocicoaster, which I did wait about an hour 30, but it felt more like 2 hours for, without my phone. So that just proves I can go without my phone for long, extended periods of times. I'm not addicted to it, and you can't prove otherwise. I love that. The Velocicoaster is so cool, and it is worth the wait. Like how the Frozen Ever After is like a 2-hour wait and not worth it. The Velocicoaster is worth it. After that, we made our way to Hogsmeade because I had some bucket list items for the Harry Potter World stuff. I wanted to get some wands and a robe and some butterbeer. We got to Hogsmeade, and it was awful. It was shoulder to shoulder, completely packed. I mean, there was no space at all on any of the roads. You were shoulder to shoulder. It was god-awful. We made it to a clearing and kind of sat down to, get our bearings again. I was starting to feel bad again, physically, not emotionally bad. I didn't feel guilt. No, I felt sick and sluggish again. I was feeling tired. And so I was like, Mom, there's too many people. Can we just, go to Ollivander's in Diagon Alley and then just leave? And she was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. And so we were like, let's get on the express train. We tried. And by tried, I mean we successfully got on. But what said was a 40-minute wait most certainly was over an hour. I was done. I was burning up. It wasn't hot outside, but I was burning up. I was tired. I was not having fun anymore. I was so wanting to get out. I got to Ollivander's. I got 3 wands. I got a personalized one, and I got Draco and Snape's. I would not buy any of the character wands. If you go to Universal, only buy the personalized wands. Do not, and I repeat, do not buy the character wands. Because you can go onto the Wizarding World of Harry Potter website, the official Harry Potter website, and you can purchase those wands for $32. In the parks, they are $60. It is the same model. They look the same. The only difference is one is interactive. You do not need an interactive wand all the time in the park. You do not need an interactive character wand because like it is so useless unless you are going to do the spell. So that is my TED Talk on buying things in Universal's Harry Potter world. I also went to the shop that has like all the clothing and the other merchandise because I wanted to get a robe and a scarf because I'm a Slytherin and I wanted to get the Slytherin scarf and robe and whatnot. I were completely sold out. The robes were $162, and now I'm coming back to the Harry Potter Wizarding World of Harry Potter website. Guess what? The robes are $72. Plus, you can get your name engraved on it for free. 162 versus 72. I think I'm gonna go with the 72 because I can get in my size and I can get all of the different houses because they're not gonna sell out. And the scarves are better. I'll just say that. If you are going to get anything from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it's gonna be butterbeer. The only thing you should ever get is butterbeer. And an experience of riding the coasters. Like, that is all. Because butterbeer is good. The butterbeer is really good. My throat was hurting, though. I was feeling sick, but I still drank it because I was parched and I hadn't drinking a drop of water that day, which is awful for me. But after that, we went home. And by home, I mean the hotel. We went back, and I passed out. I conked out in the bed. I was done. I was tired. I was burning up, and I was not feeling good anymore. I went to bed. We were leaving the next day. So, we were just trying to just tough it out and get through it. So the next day is the day we were leaving. We were flying back home. I was ready to be home. I was tired. I mean, physically, I couldn't move very well. I was sluggish. I was, fatigued. I was heavy. I was burning up. My nose was running. It was awful. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I barely, I got all my stuff packed. I, slept most of the time, almost till complete checkout. And I spent most of the day curled up in my, curled up. I was just curled into myself. And what's bad is checkout of the hotel was at 11 a.m. and our flight was at 9 p.m. That is a long time to wait in my condition. So I'm just gonna say, spoiler alert, I had COVID. I had contracted COVID while I was in Florida in Disney World. And the first day I had read a little article saying that they had found a positive case of the Omicron variant in Disney World, in Disney World where I was at. Should have been a telltale sign, but I spent the first day wet and cold, so I was it's just a cold. All it is a cold. Nope. And so we did the irresponsible thing of going into the airport and boarding a plane completely sick. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. I'm sorry to people who I might have spread to, but I am not sorry to the people who are going to get upset with me for doing what I did. It was excruciating waiting to get on the plane. It was hours of just sitting in an airport. We finally got on, and it was crowded. I'm still glad I got to sit next to my mom, though. We kind of just put up the armrest, and I just leaned on her, and I was miserable. We finally got home after so long. Or at least what felt like so long. I got home and I almost kissed the ground. I didn't, because I'm sensible enough not to, but it was rough the last couple days. And the reason I got on the plane and we didn't like try and take a COVID test in Florida or go to an urgent care in Florida was because it was our last day, and the next day was Christmas Eve, and like I didn't want to be stuck in Florida. I didn't want to be quarantined in Florida for 2 weeks, man. I wanted to get home. It was one day. And I only found out I was positive the following, I think it was Tuesday, which was really upsetting for me because by that point I was kind of feeling better. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment down below. It really helps boost my morale for making videos. And if you've checked out my other content or have come back to watch again, I would suggest, pressing that subscribe button. I also stream on Twitch every now and then, not as frequent, but I don't post on YouTube as frequent, so it's kind of my brand now. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.